What's the deal, man? What's the deal, family? It's your boy Kale, so I'm killing entertainment. Shoo! Ding! Yeah, man, we back with another video, man. In this video, on my M-provcast channel, as y'all can probably tell, man. And yeah, man, we back with another Black Knowledge, aka Black People Appreciation Month video. You feels me? And in this video, I feel like it's something interesting. We got a little fun fact slash true history of the Rastafarian movement. Rastafarian? Yeah, I think it's called Rastafarian movement. So yeah, I'm gonna pop it up for y'all to see what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we all heard of like the Rastafarian, or like people call it the Rastas, you feels me? And people always associate people like that got locks and smoke a lot, you feels me? And for the longest, like, I'm not gonna say I didn't understand it, but let's just say I didn't really do my research on it until recently. I'm like, bro, it's really interesting. There's a real reason why like people was called Rasta and like things like that. So I feel like we're gonna go over little things. I'm gonna try to summarize certain things, you feels me, for y'all, you feel me? I feel like, again, just like a nice little fun fact, you feel me? So let's get straight into it. And basically, again, I'm gonna pop things up because I'm gonna basically just summarize certain things, you feel me? So y'all can read fully, pause, and y'all can read everything if I, skim through things, you feel me? But basically, where should I begin, actually? Where should I begin? Let me see. Alright, basically, the Rastafarian religion and political movement began in Jamaica in the 1930s and adopted by many groups around the globe that combine pristine Christianity, mysticism, and a Pan-African political consciousness. As members of this group, they are called Rastas, and they see their past, present, and future in a distinct way, which I feel like is really interesting, feels me. But we gonna go basically more into it. Rastafarian is Afrocentric and focus attention on the African diaspora, which is believed is assessed within Western society or Babylon. And yeah, and it's crazy, you feel me? I feel like that's kind of interesting, but we're gonna dive more into it. And basically, Rastafarian took root in Jamaica following the coronation of Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie, I think the first, in 1930. A spiritual movement based on the beliefs of Selassie divinity. It follows congregated around preachers like Leonardo Howe, who founded the first pro-mint Rastafarian community in 1930s. Basically, he was one of the first persons who founded like a Rastafarian community in 1940. Additionally, branches as such, it branched out basically across the globe, reaching into music from basically dedicated followers like Bob Marley, like who we all know and love, he feels me. And yeah, the roots of Rastafarianism can be traced to the 18th century, when Ethiopianism and other movements that empathize an ideal. Basically, it's saying like it took root in the 18th century when Ethiopia and other empathized with idealized African began to take hold among black slaves in America. For those who have been converted to Christianity. The Bible offered hope through such passage as Psalm. You feel me? They offer hope through such passages as Psalm 68:31, foretelling of basically how princes shall come out of Egypt, and Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hand to God, onto God. I'm like, bro, that shit is kind of crazy. But yeah, and basically the next one basically saying like, basically how it's strengthened in the late 19th century by modern Pan-African movement and other Jamaican and other like teachings of Jamaican born, and reportedly, but yeah, basically it grew bigger. You feel me? I will cut some of that out, but y'all can see it basically grew like bigger in the basically like late 19th century, and I feel like it's really interesting because I'm trying to find basically the part, but basically why do people feel like basically why we smoke? But you feel me? I'm not gonna say why we smoke, but it's like a reason why they smoke and like why they grew out their hair, which came in like different parts. Like you feel me? So give me 1 second. And again, I'm gonna pop it up for y'all just can read it, because again, I'm skimming and just trying to look for like certain things I want to talk about. So if y'all want, y'all can pop it up, pause, and read what I'm popping up, or y'all can again do your own research. But yeah. And basically it's saying like how a couple people basically who started the movement, and like basically it's crazy, but basically even in Jamaica they basically had to deal with a little bit of the same problems. Basically they feel like people they locked up basically like a key figure of the movement on numerous times just to like set fear in him, which didn't really do nothing because how I forgot his first name, but y'all can look it. He said, nevertheless, he founded the Ethiopian Salvation Society in 1939, and following year, he created a Rasta community known as he basically created his own like basically Rastafarian community in like in the mountains of Saint Catarina. And basically he started when he did that, everything was going good until like basically, again I'm gonna pop it up so y'all can read along, but basically they said at the time marijuana was illegal, and basically he basically built his community on the fact that you can basically use marijuana in like a spiritual way. You feels me? And basically I'm guessing they was growing strong, getting real in tune with themselves or whatever was happening. But basically they basically said they took, basically that gave the Jamaican government reason to take action because they was basically using illegal substance, marijuana, you feels me? And they said they arrested 100 members of the community and burnt I think 3 tons of marijuana, and basically kind of closing like that. I'm like, bro, what the bro, what? And not like they harming anybody or nothing like that. It just nigga, we want to smoke, like let us smoke and be peaceful. They like, nah nigga, y'all gonna be hateful. Like damn. But anywho, but another but after that, in the late 1940s, basically another movement of the Rastafarian movement begun, known as the Youth Black Faith, emerged from the slums of the Jamaican capital of Kingston. And basically, and again I'm gonna pop it up for y'all can read, but basically they basically became known for taking like a more aggressive approach towards authorities, you feels me? And they are the ones that actually started growing the use of long hair known as dreadlocks, but we call them locks, but they call them dreadlocks. But that where the locks came from is that movement. You feels me? I'm like, bro, that is crazy, because basically, I mean, they are basically the same, but it's like one group started like basically the marijuana act of basically you getting high, getting more touched spiritually. That basically people call them stoners, you feels me? Then in the same act, in the same basically group, just a little later down the line, another group emerged, growing the use of hair, and that basically became popular, having long hair known as locks, you feels me? And they the one started that, and I'm pretty sure that we know, like, if you got long hair, that's where it came from, you feel me? Like, if you got long hair and you smoke a lot, you'll be considered like a hippie or something. And I feel like it's interesting, but I feel like we probably didn't know like the true history of like these things, you feels me? And again, I'm gonna pop things up for y'all can follow along with me. But again, I feel like it's really interesting because in one group of the Rastafarian, because basically it was a lot, you feels me? So I'm encouraging people to do their research, because it's still like a lot. I'm your boy here, I do research on, but it's like for right now, I feel like I just gotta give y'all this little information, because it's really interesting, you feel me? Because again, basically the Rastafarian started like basically, I'm not gonna say 3 movements, but like 3 different movements for the same thing. Because one basically started the thing of basically I would say African / black people faith, you feels me, believing basically of a black god, like a king, because King Haile Selassie was known of as kings of kings and the lords of lords, you feels me? So basically the Rastafarian started basically believing in basically the fact of a black god, you feels me? Then later on in the same basically movement, that when the marijuana came in, and believing that marijuana help you strengthen your faith and get more in tune spiritually, basically. Then later on, basically in the same thing, in the same movement, basically just by different groups, that when again another group emerged and called it, I think, Black Faith or something. Again, I'm gonna pop it up. Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, called a Black Youth Faith, you feels me? And they was known for taking a more aggressive approach towards the government, Jamaica government, and growing out their hair and turning it into dread. They call it dreadlocks, but we just used to, I'm pretty sure, just call them locks, you feels me? That's where the locks came from. And that was like the whole 360 came in, you feels me? Because then later on, that when like other people started noticing what was going on, and that when it was getting spread more throughout the world, especially by like again Bob Marley and different people who was in that movement at the time. But I'm pretty sure Bob Marley was one of the people that took the Rastafarian movement like up there, because we know how big Bob Marley was, you feels me? And again, I'm gonna pop things up because they even talked about Bob Marley and things like that. But again, I don't really want to talk about all that. Again, I just want to talk about like a little quick video if I can just post for y'all, you feels me? But if y'all want to get like a part 2 of things like this, just let your boy know. Your boy will give y'all part 2, you feels me? Because again, I feel like this movement was pretty interesting, and I learned a lot, you feels me? I learned like it took steps before what we know as the Rastas, man, became the Rasta, man, you feels me? It was actually history. Like, you feel me? I think it was interesting. But yeah, I'm not going to my fucking head. But yeah, I'm not gonna want to make this video too much longer. I just want to get on here and post. But I feel like this movement is really interesting, you feels me? And I feel like it really is a fun fact that people really don't know, because again, I feel like a lot of people joke and say like, oh, Rasta man, you're a Rasta boy, you this, you that, you feels me? And not knowing where the original Rasta movement, Rasta man actually came from, you feels me? I feel like that actually a little fun fact. But yeah, with that being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning into the video. If y'all fuck with this boy and you made it this far into the video, just go and hit that like button for the kid. If y'all really fuck with the kid and fuck with the what I'm doing, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button for the kid, you feels me, for more educational videos on black people for the rest of February, you feels me? But yeah, with that being said, I'm going on hop off here. It's been your boy K Kills, Kills Killing Entertainment. Yeah, man, I'm going on hop off here. Just catch me in the next one. I'm out. Peace.